How's it going, everybody? Today we have another Masterverse review. This one is Buzz Off. So let's go ahead and take a look at his box. It looks like we've got the character. He's got a nice little chest piece with like a gem in the middle, an extra helmet. He does appear to have a battle axe and then some translucent wings, and that's all I'm seeing in there so far. So let's take a look at the package. I'll put up some pictures of the side art and this back art, as well as the little biography on there, so you guys can pause that and take a look at it if you want. But really cool artwork on the Buzz Off character. Super happy with that. So let's go ahead and get this guy pulled out of the box and get on with this up close view. So here he is, all pulled out of the box. We got his accessories set up there in front of him, and now we can take a closer look at Buzz Off. He was one of my favorite figures and still is. This version of him just blows away any other version of him that I have seen so far, and it is by far my favorite. So let's start out. We've got his little harness armor that was on him in the box. I took it off of him just to kind of put his accessories here in front of him, and I do honestly prefer him without the armor. It does have this little kind of a greenish turquoise look that matches the little spray in the eyes there on the helmet, so it does bring it together, which is pretty cool, and it matches his eyes up here if you didn't want to have the helmet on. Then a little closer look at the helmet. It's got these little antennas. Like I said, I really like the detail in the eye. It kind of sparkles and shimmers. Kind of got some mandible things coming down here. Looking really cool. And then he's got his little battle axe, which I found doesn't really look right to me if I put it in this hand. The way this little guard is, it kind of needs to go over the fat part of his hand to hold it in there securely and for it to look right. So that's probably where I would put it. Then we'll go ahead and pop his little helmet on here before we go over his articulation. So there he is with the helmet. I do like the helmet, but I prefer him without the helmet, and I prefer him without the chest harness. That's just kind of the classic Buzz Off look to me. I'm going to go ahead and put up some pictures of Buzz Off from a couple other lines, maybe the 2000X, the original series, just so you can get an idea of some of the other versions that Buzz Off has come out in. And then as far as his body goes, you can tell here he's got different feet. We'll just start at the feet. We normally start at the top. He's got different feet here. Different leg sculpt. He does have the double jointed knees. Mine are really stiff. This is, as you saw, me just pulled him out of the package. As far as his hands go, they do open up and close up like that. So that's about as far as it goes, and then this hand does the exact same thing. Moving on up, we got, like I said, those double jointed knees, and the top joint is really stiff, just like the top joint is really stiff, just like it always is. My wing popped out. I'll go ahead and put that back down. And then as we move up to the loincloth, you can see he's got a different loincloth. He's kind of got some hip pauldrons or whatever, hip guards on, with just a little bit of the loincloth furry stuff in the middle here. He does have a unique belt, which, you know, I'm all in on the unique belts. I love it when they just change the belt and the loincloth. It's just, I feel like it's a little thing and it makes a huge difference. He has the two short wrist bracers. He does have some sculpting on his arms, kind of reminiscent of the sculpting on Skeletor's arms. And then he has some little indentations, like little bumpiness up here, and it's all throughout the brown part on the sculpt. The yellow part is smooth. These wings, since you already saw that one, there's just two holes in the back. These wings just plug right on in. I don't think I had this one. Yeah, I didn't have it in all the way. So the wings, they move independently of each other, top and bottom, and then the bottom also can flex up and down as well as go back and forth that way. So they gave you some different options with the wings, which are cool. And there he is. I suppose we'll just go ahead and slap this armor. I'll just put it over his head just so you can get a feel for it. His head does just pop right off like all the rest of the Masterverse heads do. That little part needs to go between the wings. And then it will just fasten in right here. Which I've got these fat fingers that always seem to struggle with this part of it. Not to mention, his little chest harness is tight. And when I pulled him out of the box originally, this left side here was not even snapped in. There we go. Now we got his wings all messed up. Slap his little head back on. Normally there's a click, but I didn't hear the little click with that one. And I suppose all that's left to do now, let's just back him up a hair, because I don't want to fight him to get him to stand right now while I'm trying to get him set up for you. So there's the axe in the hand, and you can kind of see what I mean, how it doesn't seem to fully want to stand in there. Come on, buzz off. There we go. The axe just kind of doesn't really want to stay where you put it. It kind of rolls around a little bit. That is one problem, I guess. But you got to have the claws with buzz off, or it just doesn't look right. So I wouldn't even mind just totally losing the axe or using it with a different character possibly, and just letting him be displayed with his claws out. So there's Buzz Off. Thank you guys for checking out the review. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.